Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the weekly review at Sean and Ciroc. I am Sean the King of Taurus, and of course, I am joined along with.
And it's your boy Ciroc the Mike. Happy May. It's May already. Can you believe that?
It is May. It's not only just May, it's May the 4th. Be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Quick shout out before we say anything to my little sister. Today's her birthday. 23 years old. Can you believe that? Like,
Happy
holy
birthday.
moly.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, like I told her, I put a Facebook post. I said, happy 23rd, but you better not have no boyfriend or you're not making it to 24. You get me? I'm looking right at you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, but
see how well that plays out for you there.
yeah, I know, right? I know. Anyways, what you got going on, man? How's the month started so far?
Hey, it's a good month. It's, May's hitting. That means the heat is right behind it. It's gonna be hot.
I saw somebody. I saw someone post, getting my summer body ready. The summer's right around the corner. I'm like, bro, where
summer's
have you
here.
been? Yeah, like summer's been here like 6 months now. Like we have like a little break. I'd say so for maybe a month of somewhat cool to chilly weather, and then after that is pretty much back to scorching hot temperatures. So
pretty much. I mean, the cool time lasted longer than it normally does here, but still.
That's true.
Come on.
That is very true.
And it wasn't that long. I mean, I still got shirts that have sweat stains in them, from this December. I mean, come on.
Not like I didn't hear that, but all right, we're just gonna go with that. It must be a favorite shirt. Those usually the shirts with sweat stains are usually like the favorite shirts, the ones you can't replace, the ones you want. You got it maybe at like a NBA game or NFL game, and someone signed it or something like that.
Or you just have this one that you have. Like I used to have a Clemson shirt. I used to have a Clemson shirt. That was this shirt I had so many years. I had it in middle school. Then I had it.
You still fit it?
In high school. Well, it was way too big for middle school. Then I had in high school. It was my undershirt for football practice in high school. So it ended up becoming my lucky shirt. And then it followed me into adulthood. It wasn't until like maybe 6-7 years ago. Oh, no, longer than that. Longer than that. It's probably about 10 years ago, I guess, that the shirt finally just disappeared. So
it happens. It happens. I lose stuff all the time. I don't know how many hoodies I've like. I don't know. They just disappear. You know what I mean? I'm not blaming any significant other at the time or anything like that, but it's just like some of I lose my favorite things. Are they my favorite things if I lose them?
Yes, they're still your favorite thing if you lose them. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure.
I mean, I don't know who you asked about this, but from my opinion, yes.
Fair enough. Anyways, what we got on the rundown today?
All right, man. All right. We got a good show for our listeners today. So today, first up, because it is May the 4th be with you. We're gonna have a nice little debate about Star Wars. Gonna have a nice little discussion about Star Wars and where they going, where we think they going, what they doing. Next up, there's a Mahomes in trouble. Which one? You have to pay. You have to stick to it and find out which. And then finally,
one that dances.
And our final segment, before what the Florida is Cinco de Drinko. Yes, don't come after me. It's just a play on words. But yes, we all know what people are doing on Cinco de Mayo. So we're going to discuss it. And while we're discussing, we're going to talk about what's the best, do we think, tequila out there? And is this some of the tequilas is being, hyped up for no reason? All this and more on the weekly review. You ready?
Right. I'm ready, baby. I'm ready. So yeah. It's May the 4th, man. Like, I mean, unless you have been living under a rock or you just despise, I don't know, movies. Today is obviously not technically a actual holiday, but if you're a fan of Star Wars, if you're a fan of stars, if you're a fan of wars, which
I mean, it's anyone's a fan of wars. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a fan of wars, this is a great day for you. It's a celebration for this. These films have been around. I mean, I think Star Wars first came out in the, I don't know, maybe late 70s, early 80s, if that.
It was mid to late 70s.
Yeah, and it was
before the 80s.
It was a phenomenon, actually. Obviously, George Lucas, the creator. I mean, what a very interesting mind to just think of this whole story and and as long as it's been gone and has been going on, and it's insane. Like I can never fathom thinking like, you know what, I'm
Well,
about to write a story. Basically, it's these
it,
Jedi's. What do you think of the names
yeah.
from? You know?
Well, see, I mean, the thing is, though, it's an adaptation
Mhm.
of King Arthur. I don't know if you know
Oh,
that or not, but King Arthur and the Round Table is an adaptation of that. All he did was take that story,
mhm.
make it for space, and now he has Star Wars. I'm sure there's a
Okay.
little more complicated. That's a much simplification of it, but that's where it came from.
King Arthur. You know, actually,
Yeah.
my first pet was a pet bird, and his name was, if you could guess what his name was. One of the Knights of the Round Table.
Um. The one, the favorite one was it? Oh, what's his
Mm.
name? What is his name? Yeah,
What's
King
its
Arthur. You
name?
had
Say my name.
Sir,
Say my name.
Sir.
I am a knight of the round table. I am very
The one that he thought
loyal.
was trying to take away Gwyneth or
I
whatever.
don't know. I've never seen the movie, read the book, or the story, whether
I
it's
read
true
the
or
book,
not.
but it's been a long time.
Well, here, I'll help you out.
What's his
I'll
name?
just I'll,
What's
I'll
his
just
name?
tell you. It's Sir Lancelot.
Yeah, Lancelot. That's it. Yes,
Lancelot.
yeah,
Yeah. I thought that was like his
yeah,
whole
yeah,
name, Sir Lancelot, but it's Sir Lancelot.
yeah. It's two. It's two.
Yeah, it's like Mr. T. Like I thought his whole name was Mr. T, like Mr. T, like Misteree. But
But the
yeah,
follow up. So the first Star Wars film was released in 1977. And it was
1977,
Star
and that
Wars 4:
was
A New Hope.
A New Hope.
Yes.
Okay, do you remember what happened in that movie?
Oh yes. Oh, a lot happened in that movie. Yeah.
Was
A lot
that
happened.
what I mean? Like, what was the main conflict? Was that when Luke Skywalker was just discovered?
Yes. That's when he was just
Okay,
discovered. It was like, oh, who is this guy? He's a
yeah,
Jedi too, and he's the first of the Jedi.
Obi-Wan.
We lost all of them.
Like your name is
Yeah.
Obi what? Get the hell out of my village, you old man.
That's
Um,
the thing about that, right? So this is and this is according to Star Wars, the people who run the Star Wars Twitter accounts
uh-huh.
and so forth. So people actually, affiliate with Star Wars. They say there's 20 million species. Species. When I say species, 20 million humanoid, intelligent
Mhm,
species in the
mhm.
Star Wars universe. Could you
Really?
imagine? Yeah, 20 million. Could you imagine having 20 million different races of people? Or races, I hate that. 20 million ethnicities of people on one planet?
That's crazy. Especially like the fish guy, the goldfish head dude. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't take him serious. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine like it's a trap? I'm like, yo, why is that goldfish out of
Yeah.
water? And why is he wearing a uniform? And why is he giving me orders? Like, no, man, you need to be over there swimming in a
Oh,
circle in a bowl or something.
see, have you seen The Mandalorian?
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah. I
Yeah.
thought it
Have you
was
seen
okay.
the new season? The newest season. I liked it.
Mhm,
I liked it a lot, actually. The newest season um has a lot of the pirates coming out.
mhm.
And these are characters you've seen like one or two here and there throughout the time of Star Wars, but
Yeah,
now you see a lot more of them. And there's these
yeah.
characters, they're basically dogs.
Mhm.
They're basically humanoid dogs, and
What
they're
like
all over the place.
do they
One
just
looks like a
like
pug, one looks like a beagle.
yeah.
Like, what?
And one thing, even with Star Wars, right? So you have the Jedi and you have the what's the other one? The Sith, right?
Just this,
You
yeah.
got the dark side and I don't know if they call it the light side, but you got the dark side and
They're
the other side.
the dark side, and you have the Jedi. But yeah, they call it the light side of the Force. Yeah.
One thing I never really understood is if you ever watch one of the movies where, they'll have a Jedi or a Sith and they'll be fighting, right? Or they may not even be fighting, and they just all of a sudden like they just use the Force to move
Hmm.
something, to push somebody, to change someone's mind. I'm like, why are they not using that nonstop? Like I would just be constantly using I wouldn't even have a lightsaber. I would just be just pushing people out the way, just like whatever. And then like Yoda and the Jedi Council, like these guys are like the strongest, most admired legendary warriors in the universe, according
Yep.
to the
Star Wars lore
scripture.
and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Jedi scripture. Um, why don't they just constantly just rule the planets? I'm like, listen, wait a minute, you guys. You mean to tell me we're
That's
Jedi's and we are like serving all these weird
you're
ass
you're
aliens?
you're in you're advisors to the powers that be, pretty much, until the powers that be, which is what happened in the other Star Wars movies,
Mm-hmm.
decide to double cross you and label you as criminals. But if they were to do what you just mentioned beforehand, what they were to do, just take over everything, because I mean, they do. They got the power to do it. They do. Or any else in the universe, they got the power to do it.
Right.
But if they were to do it, they would now be considered on the dark side. They'd be Sith at that point. So you got to
Yeah,
have
but
the good with the bad.
yeah, but
You
the
can't.
dark and the light should just, like whatever. Dark side's
No,
kind
no,
of cool. It's kind of cool. They partying. You know what I mean? They get to wear nice uniforms. They
they're
got an
killing
army.
kids. They're kidnapping kids.
That's true.
They're
That's
enslaving whole planets.
that's Could you imagine like if you were if you had, what do they call it, the metachlorines in your blood that would,
Yeah,
make you good or bad, or whatever, a powerful being, like,
man, I'll be forcing stuff everywhere. Like, you want a
yeah,
couch? Cool, use the force.
exactly. You know what I mean? I'd be doing magic tricks. I'd be scheming. I'd be scamming everybody. But like, I guarantee you that this is your card. But like, could you imagine, like, they going out like, hey man, me and Darth Kool-Aid, we're going to the club, and you unfortunately are a Jedi. He's like, oh man, I can't, man. I really want to go, but it's just that my master, everywhere I'm at for some reason. And also, like, I never understood how they always get like captured or like found. Like, you are literally in a galaxy far, far away. Like, it's not like we're in Tampa and it's like, oh, he's somewhere in Tampa or he's somewhere in Florida. Like, no, bro, he could be at another galaxy somewhere. I don't know.
so now,
Also,
so now that part, I will agree with you on that. That is something that has always been a question of mine. Is like,
mhm.
this is space, and
Yeah,
you're saying, oh, he's on this planet or this planet, but you don't have any way of tracking him
yeah,
unless you put an actual tracker on there, and you didn't put a tracker on there. So how do you know what planet he went to? And even if you did put a tracker on it, what tracker is this that can go hundreds of millions of miles and across
yeah,
light years where you can track it?
yeah.
Something's up here.
And it's like, the Jedi are supposed to be like all about peace and harmony, but they always seem to be in conflicts for some reason. You know what I mean? like,
Well,
yo,
I
man,
mean, they
why do we
got
even have these guys if they're always fighting? Like, come on.
everyone's got to have a sheriff. Everyone's got to have a sheriff. Not everyone can be sheriff. So
Yeah,
move to
and
that.
you got Yoda, like, he's cool. Everybody loves Yoda, but could you imagine first meeting Yoda? I'd be like, wait, you mean to tell me this little green crocodile looking dude is like the headmaster? Like, I'm supposed to. Why he not even supposed to be eating at the table with us? Okay, I'm not. I'm not listening
Yeah,
to an old
you say all
shriveled
that junk till he waves a
avocado.
finger and your butt's upside down, puking all over your
Listen,
stuff,
you
going.
shall. I'm like, whoa,
You're
he could
like,
talk.
oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Just put me down. Put me just.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: if you had a favorite character
I
and
do.
all the Star Wars, who would it be and why?
See, most people say Yoda. I mean, my mom probably is Yoda. I like Luke too. I mean, we all like Luke, especially, but
I don't like
I
the new
had
Luke.
high hopes. It's the same Luke.
I mean, the older version. He's conflicted. He's emotional. You know,
Yes, he's real. Unlike all the other stuff, there's just like no one is that perfect.
that's true.
Yoda wasn't even that perfect, and he was a head honcho guy.
That's true. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. That makes sense. So who you going with? You going with
I
Yoda?
guess that's the part I like though, is, and I'll answer that question, is the fact that they're now bringing a little more realism to these movies.
Right.
They're not just Star Wars, but Star Trek too. But no one's perfect. Just because you're 1,000 years in the future, don't mean you all of a sudden you're perfect. No, crap still happens. Stuff is
That's
still
true.
gonna pop off.
That's very true. And it's
Just
crazy
because you're a
because
Jedi don't mean you have all of a sudden change your ways. Okay, you're a Jedi, cool, but we know you're the guy who's always stealing cookies. Come on now.
yeah, if you have to be a Jedi, like if you have the stuff in your blood, like I'm like, I'm okay.
No, and that's
Listen,
the
I
and
support what you
that's
guys are
the
doing, but I'm just gonna kind of do my own thing on the side over here.
yeah. And that's the thing. No, you don't have to be a Jedi. That's the kicker. You don't have to be one. You can be, just a guy that's hanging out who has all these powers, and
Yeah, just
could
making
you
a
imagine being
living.
that guy though? Just sitting there, I feel like destroying a planet today. Let me go destroy a planet. Or I feel
Right.
like doing nothing.
And that's what the Empire does. They should be blowing up planets. Like they don't even try to enslave the people. They just like, you know what? I don't like how that planet looks. Shoot it. Just blow it up.
Yeah, that's what the Death Star was. It didn't take any kind of hostages or
Like they didn't even give a warning.
prisoners of
Like,
war. None of that. It
what
was
do we
like
do?
that planet is in the way. Destroy it.
It's like nobody in the Empire had a cousin that lived on the planet. Like, wait a minute, hold on. What planet is that? Hold on. Let me just let my peoples know ahead of time. And then you got the Darth Vader and other bad dudes like in control of the Empire pretty much. And it's like they so abusive to like they staff and like subordinates and all this stuff. I'm like, damn, man, like you think the Empire got an HR, like human resources? Like Darth Vader, man.
No, they have HR. They have HR
like,
for you. You walk in and they go, what can I help you with? Larry down in acquisitions, he keeps popping in the back of the head saying, may the force be with you. What do you mean, may the force be with you? Stop beating him in the back of my head, Larry.
Yeah. Can you imagine going to HR like, hey,
you have a problem with Larry? Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. They just shoot you out into space. Or like you go there like, I have a complaint. I just seen Darth Vader choke out his second lieutenant without touching him. I don't think that's actually in the employee handbook. He needs to be disciplined or something. Like, why would you even want to work for Darth Vader? Like, how would you get that? Like, yo, I don't know how they promoted me, but I do not want this position. The pay is terrible. Our boss be choking us in our sleep. He ain't even in the same room. Like,
and it's such a huge cavern between who actually has money versus who doesn't. Like, it's not like there's no real middle class. It's either you're poor living in a desert or you're rich living in a palace. There's no in between.
Like how you like a dirt poor on like multiple planets? Like, bro, one of these planets has to work for you. Like, there's no way in hell like you like you poor on this planet, you're poor on that planet, you're broke on this planet, you're wanted on that planet, you were like holy moly.
That whole galaxy over there wants you. What's wrong?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's just it's crazy. But so your favorite character was who?
Mace. I'm gonna go with Mace Windu.
Mace Windu, Samuel Jackson. He got treated the worst. He died like, oh man. For the listeners,
but he took it like a man though. He took it like a man. He's like, hey, if I'm gonna go, take you with me.
Well, of course that happens to the only black Jedi in the whole freaking universe. As he's fighting, about to literally end the whole, conflict. What's his face? Anakin, or AKA Darth Vader, intervenes and shoots him out the windows. Like, of course, right? That's the equivalent of the black guy dying first in most scary movies. Is him if that happened.
So since you said who Darth Vader was, should we say spoiler alert then on this?
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't know who Darth Vader is by now. I mean, where have you been? Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. He's heartbroken. He's in his feelings, and he wants to kill his son. I don't know what type of family drama is.
He didn't know it was his son. He was trying to kill the people.
Man. They know everything else with the Force. You mean to tell me he know that was his own blood? Luke, you have my eyes. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. You got my birthmark? Wait a minute. Let me see your ancestry.com. Let me see. Okay, 50% me, 50% the other one. Like, oh my God.
I don't know. If it was me and someone told me, hey, both your kids were killed in childbirth and your wife is dead, I'm not gonna believe any of these other little Jedi.
Remember, this is like a robot telling you this too. By the way,
yeah, it's true.
Your children are dead. I'm like, you sure?
This is true.
Oh man! All right, so you say Samuel Jackson,
Mace Windu. Mace Windu. Follow up that with Yoda, and then Luke. We gotta like Luke. Have to like Luke.
That's true. I'm gonna go with this is gonna be surprising, but I'm actually gonna go with the duo of R2D2 and C3PO.
Oh, reason being, that's good.
They literally are the ones saving everybody. R2D2 is always carrying something important. He always fixing something. He always helping. I'd be like, Luke, be like, R2D2, open the hangar gates, and R2 be like, if he's not there, that doesn't happen. C3PO. I mean, who doesn't want a C3PO as a right hand man? Master Sean. Master Sean. That is a bad idea. Like, yeah, you're right.
See, so R2D2, he's been around for a long time. He's been around since the Separatist days, and C3PO was put together by Luke Skywalker. So
Oh,
as a
Anakin.
childhood Anakin, yeah, not Luke, Anakin, as a childhood project, by the way. He just as a kid, like I feel like putting this robot together.
Yeah, like what? Like, how is he a slave? Like, bro, you're way too smart to be a slave. Like, you can figure out how to get out of here. You know, you just literally just built a freaking cyborg, and you mean to tell me you can't escape this broke ass planet? Like, come on.
Pretty
Oh
much.
man. Well, anyway,
Pretty much.
listen, man. May the fourth, may the force be with you. And what do they say? And with you always the force. How does that go?
I don't know. I just know May the fourth be with you.
Yeah, may the fourth be with
See,
you.
I did
And
it again. I say fourth. I said fourth. I meant to say force. I meant to say force. See,
yeah,
look what this day
force.
did to me. Now I'm saying fourth everywhere. Every time I try to say force, I'm saying fourth.
Today is May the Force. Like what? Anyways, let's come back to reality, talk about some real world stuff.
Yes.
What
Let's
happened
come back to reality.
with one of the Chiefs' biggest cheerleaders?
Ah, I'm glad you said it the way you said it. One of the Chiefs' biggest cheerleaders, as well as obviously Patrick Mahomes' brother,
Little brother. 22.
little brother. Yeah. So here's the story for those of us who aren't aware of what's going on. I'm gonna give you a little information here. Jackson Mahomes, who is Patrick Mahomes' little brother, was arrested yesterday on
Mhm.
on a charge of aggravated sexual battery
Mm.
and also aggravated battery. After a restaurant incident. Now, let me see if I can play this little clip for
Yeah,
everyone.
he was I believe this incident actually happened back in February. So about 2 or 3 months ago. Apparently he had kissed some older lady. I don't know what the context is. I don't know why. Jackson Mahomes is 22 years old. The lady is 40 years old. What I don't even want to know what's going on. But as he's kissing her, he I guess forcefully put his hands, excuse me, around her neck, which obviously, if unwanted, is considered sexual assault. But it's Jackson Mahomes. He probably did it for some type of TikTok video. Okay, so we got the
So
video playing here.
so here it is. So we get all together, take a look at this video, and you tell me what you think. I'll withhold my judgment to the end, but you tell me what you think.
Let's see. All right, so I'll explain it to our oh
So,
damn. He so Jackson Mahomes did one of those like you would thought that was his girlfriend or something, but
mm-hmm.
yeah, that was
But it's not done.
behind. That was like a choke. That's like if security's kicking you out of the club and they come from behind you and they put you in that chokehold. Except he
Yeah,
grabbed with his hand around her neck and went in for the kiss,
and
as
then he
if
came back for a second one.
yeah. So clearly, you can't really see him too well, but the lady doesn't really look too happy about it. And
Mm.
yeah, that is 100% unwanted, unwarranted. And I mean, he'll probably get out on, some easy, lesser charge. But yeah,
Well,
that
that's what I'm
definitely,
saying. People are saying that he's going to plead it down. But if I'm that woman and I was just embarrassed like that, because she's embarrassed. If you think about it, I don't know if she's married or not, but
yeah, I mean, Jackson
her
Mahomes.
whole
I mean, if it
thing,
was Patrick Mahomes, I'm sure she'd be like, all right, that's cool.
But there's nobody.
Hmm.
Let's call it what it is, because he's not Patrick Mahomes. He's a nobody who
Hmm.
comes in, tries to set something up for his brother, who is a somebody, and instead of setting it up, he just grabs this woman by the throat and
Yeah,
kisses her.
now Patrick Mahomes has to I mean, he don't got to
Oh
do
yeah.
nothing. He might have
Well, he had
Aaron
to bond him
Rodgers
out of
on.
jail.
He got
That was 100,000. That was he had $100,000 bond. So someone paid that 100 grand, and I guarantee you it wasn't him. Guarantee you it wasn't him.
I don't know. He probably has a little money. I mean, he does have a huge following on a couple social media platforms, especially TikTok. And obviously, your brother being Patrick Mahomes is a huge
That's
help.
the only reason why he has all that following. I mean, come on.
Yeah, like what are you doing,
Come on.
man? You're 22. That was probably his first drink. Who knows? You know what I mean? And it's insane. Like it's like I would say this: if you're Patrick Mahomes, do as Aaron Rodgers did and just act like you don't got a family.
Yeah. So Mahomes, 22, he was booked at the Johnson County Jail, 7:42 Wednesday morning.
Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah. He was arraigned at 1:30 p.m. afternoon,
Mhm.
posted bond and was released at 1:30 yesterday. So that's where it is now. Judge scheduled his next hearing for May 11th. On the condition of bond, he's not allowed to discuss the kid's case publicly, which would explain how come all was recorded out there yesterday when he got released on bond, while he's just walking out like someone has peed all in his cornflakes or something.
Yeah.
Because he's like, listen,
think he OJ.
yeah, I know. Like, dude, you did this yourself. We got it on tape.
Oh my God. Jackson Mahomes
So,
got arrested for kissing somebody's mama. That's crazy.
This is how he's described. He's not described as Patrick Mahomes' brother, which is pretty much that's
Jackson
what
Mahomes.
he is. He's not. Jackson Mahomes is not described as Patrick Mahomes' brother. This is how he's described in this article. This is a false article, by the way. In February, the TikTok star was being investigated for allegedly shoving a waiter and forcibly kissing the female owner of an Overland Park restaurant. The owner of the restaurant, Aspen Vaughn, told the Kansas City Star that Mahomes grabbed her by the throat and forcibly kissed her at least twice, which we all saw.
Yep.
On the tape there. He forcibly kissed me out of nowhere, Vaughn said, and I'm telling him, pushing him off, saying, "What are you doing?" And then he proceeded to do it 2 more times. Where the last time I was pushing him off, and I can see on the cameras that somebody was outside of the office door, and I was yelling for them to come help because he's big and massive.
I ain't really that big and massive, but I get
compared to her, he's pretty.
Yeah.
Compared to her, he's tall. I mean,
it's just that only things I've seen of Jackson Mahomes is him doing TikTok dances. I just can't take him serious whatsoever. He's like that annoying little brother where you question if you guys are blood related. Like, yo, this can't be my little brother.
He's actually taller than his older brother.
Yeah, like I mean, man, Jackson. Like, what do you do? What do you do if you're Patrick Mahomes in the Mahomes family?
Tell
you take his phone away from him?
I guess you on your own for the next 2 years, 2-3 years, because you got to clean this mess up.
Yeah. Could you picture Jackson Mahomes in like jail for like more than 2 days?
Yeah.
Like
that's what's funny.
You can't dance your way out of it.
I mean, think about it. There's no reason. The state has no reason to plead this down. Zero. Mm-hmm. They've got him on tape. They got the victim. She went to the police immediately. So I mean, everything is there. There's no reason for them to plead it down. The only reason they would plead this down, in my opinion, is just because of who his brother is.
Yeah. Do you think? Yeah, I guess that's true. And this was in this was in Kansas, not necessarily Kansas City, which is in Missouri. A lot of people make that mistake.
People do.
Yeah, and maybe he made that mistake. Maybe he thought he was in Kansas City. He could just get away with the usual stuff. Like, wait a minute, we in Kansas, but I live in Kansas. Wait, where do I live?
Yeah. I mean, what did you think when you first saw it? Because I know that's not because we actually discussed this, by the way, back in February. On our show, we discussed this back in February. So
okay. I mean,
then and now, what do you think when you first saw it?
Like that is one of those like incidents to where like he feels probably untouchable because of what his last name is, who his brother is, and maybe what little fame he has. I mean, like, I mean, unless he thought the food was just that magnificent, like, wow, that spaghetti was amazing. Mwah! Like, oh my God, I can taste it on your lips. Mwah! You know, like that is a very adult, I guess you could say, punishment that he's learning early, which is good at 22 versus, at 42, which you would think someone would know better. But either way, like, I mean, you don't forcefully kiss somebody. You don't forcefully do anything to anyone that you don't know or someone or anyone that's not trying to harm you, So, given like I said, I feel obviously I assume alcohol was involved, and given his age, he's probably not a seasoned drinker like most of us. So, that was good thing it was caught on camera though, because I mean, I don't know, man. I would have believed her anyway, just because I don't know Jackson Mahomes like that. Is nonsense, but he could be a good dude for all we know. I don't know. He's kind of blacklisted by social media and Twitter and anything to do with, TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just know people don't like him. That's it.
Oh yeah, they don't.
Now that's another reason not to like him.
Yeah. Now, let's be real. Your followers on TikTok, majority of them are going to be female.
Well, he's probably gonna be banned from. I would assume so.
Yeah. So when the majority of your followers are female and you just committed a sexual assault on camera,
You just committed assault on all of them, pretty much.
And that's exactly how most of them are going to feel. And they're going to leave you in droves. So the money that he's making off of TikTok, you know, that's gonna disappear quick, because that money doesn't last forever.
You think if
And
it
that's if he
wasn't
even,
do you think if it wasn't caught on camera and it was like you think he would have admitted it or would have been like a denial, he said her word versus his?
yeah, it would have been it would have been denied. It would have been denied until you can't deny anymore.
Yeah. And I think like people are like I mean, you could have a jury of your peers, but I mean, everybody knows who Jackson Mahomes is. And, it's like, and that's another thing. Like, I mean, I know we can easily sit here and say, oh, he's this, he's that. Oh, man, all I hear is this about him and that about him. But I mean, I can imagine being in his position to where maybe he's, besides this incident, is, a decent young person, but once you're painted a certain way by, the media and social media, especially,
Yeah,
that's kind of like what people think of you, no matter, I mean, stay true to yourself, obviously, but you're painted that way, and you're always going to be Patrick Mahomes' annoying little brother.
yeah, and that's what I tell people. You can't live your life on the internet. Coming
Yeah,
from a podcaster, I know it's kind of funny here, but you can't live your life on the internet. That's just not.
exactly.
For one, that's not life. And when that internet is no longer be there for you, which if I was Jackson Mahomes or some of these other people that we've done stories on, who the social media is coming for these guys, for these people.
Yeah.
Social media is coming for them. And you not want to be on social media looking at yourself getting bashed day in and day out. So
I'd be like,
you're gonna
turn
take a
off
break from all
notifications
that.
just for now, please. I would change my name. I'm
Exactly.
like, yeah, my name is fucking Sir Lancelot. How about that? Sir Lancelot
I guarantee you that
Rogers.
whole time he was in handcuffs. His phone was going. "Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee."
Exactly. I'm sure he has like 3 phones, like one in all types of crevices in his body. Like, yo, this is my tooth phone. Hello?
So if you're this guy and you use you let your immaturity run you, and versus you run
Right.
your immaturity and controlling it, then you shot yourself in the foot. You made your
Now,
business the internet, and
the
now the
weird thing
internet is
is
coming
though,
after you.
most like siblings or family members, I would think of, you know, highly popular, whether they be athletes or celebrities or musicians, whatever, like kind of like lay low. They're not really. I feel like they don't really seek the line, especially pro athletes. Unless unless you're an athlete yourself, right? Unless it's a family thing and everybody plays sports. But I mean, I don't know if Jackson Mahomes plays sports. He probably did, but it's like, okay, would he be as popular as he is now if Patrick Mahomes wasn't as good or if he didn't even play football?
Hey, no, no.
Exactly.
Have you seen Jackson Mahomes? Have you looked at this kid?
No, I haven't. I haven't. Like I've seen
I
pictures
mean,
and videos, and
there's nothing but awkwardness all over this guy from head to toe. He just nothing but awkward.
but
I'm
the funny
sorry.
thing is though, like you can't really do nothing to him because
I'm
like,
not saying he's ugly. And don't come after me saying I said hey, if you like him, you like him. I'm not saying he's ugly, but the man's awkward.
well, yeah,
He's
but he
awkward.
does. I mean, like some people like him. Somebody gotta like him for his popularity. I mean,
No,
does that?
they like his brother, and he's away to his brother.
Hey
Always,
Jackson. Hey Jackson. Do you think you call your brother? Do you think I can meet your brother?
and to our listeners who don't know, our producer's not here. I wish he was, because he could actually figure out because he would have the line into this TikTok thing of what is the majority of Jackson Mahomes TikTok videos, and I guarantee you
I don't know.
most of them are behind the scenes of him and his brother doing stuff. This
I
behind the
mean, what does he
scenes,
do? Does
like,
he sing? What is he just dancing? I don't know. Is he
no,
Chris Brown? What does
no, doesn't do any
Jackson
of that.
Siri? What does Jackson Mahomes do? What does he do? Who's your
Yeah,
daddy and what does he do? Is
uh,
he a ambassador for the Chiefs? I hope not. But the
mm.
funny thing is you couldn't really like if you hurt Jackson Mahomes, then Patrick Mahomes is against you, then the whole freaking Kansas City Chiefs team is hunting for you. Like, oh, I'm straight.
You say that until your brother does some stuff like this, and then you're like, I can't help right now, brother.
Yeah.
I'll financially help you, but the face of this is all you.
Yeah, his punishment should be like he has to be on the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad.
Man, he wouldn't even make it an hour.
Oh my god,
Come on now.
Jackson.
Jeez, this is not look like the kid who's playing on any team whatsoever, basketball or football. It's not happening with this kid.
Yeah, and it sucks because like you would think that like Pat and his family or dad or whoever like would have these talks with Jackson. Like, hey, look, you can be a star, you can have fun, you can do whatever you want, but like don't do anything stupid to make us look bad.
What's the one phrase that we are all talk coming up? You don't mess up the bag. You
Yeah,
don't
don't
mess up
mess
the
up the
bag.
bag. That was an
And he
incident where
messing up the bag.
I guarantee he was drunk, and he's probably done that before with other people,
Yeah,
and
he got away with
it
it.
was cool. Yeah, like or like you know,
Oh,
it
it's
was
Patrick's
accepted.
brother. It's
Oh,
good.
it's
It's
Jackson.
fine.
Oh, he kissed me. Thanks.
No,
You kissing some
yeah.
40-year-old? She doesn't know who. If she was 20, if she was
Oh, she
around
knew
his
you was,
age,
but she
yeah,
don't
but
want it.
she's 40. Like who? Like what is this
Exactly.
little adolescent kid trying to bite my tongue off?
Yeah,
You
you can't
know?
teach nothing. You can't even kiss right. What?
Right.
Get out of here.
Let me just choke you. Like, yo, bro, you guys, you got Mahomes hands. Like, get off my neck like that. That's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
So
It was.
his court date is when? May 11th?
That's the next hearing. So this is before we go further. I mean, before we move on, this is what his attorney had to say. She didn't actually make any comment about this about the ongoing current investigation. But when this was originally released back in February, this was her statement. Jackson has done nothing wrong, according attorney Brennan Davis said. Our investigation has revealed substantial evidence refuting the claims of Jackson's accuser, including the statements of several witnesses. We have reached out to law enforcement to provide the fruit of our investigation so that they may have a complete picture of the matter. Davis said Wednesday the court barred him and his client from commenting.
Bro, it's on video. Like, I mean, like sometimes, I mean, I feel bad for lawyers sometimes, the defense lawyers who like have to who like have a client who like, oh my God, like
But it
he's
gets better.
guilty.
It gets better. So last year we did we discussed Patrick Mahomes' at the time fiance. They are now married. Brittany Mahomes.
Mhm.
Yeah. This was her statement that she said in April. They are ignorant. This is Brittany Mahomes' statement. They are ignorant, she said, of the people who
Who's
criticize
he referring
Jackson.
to? Oh, okay, go ahead.
He is a human just trying to live his life and find his way. And until you walk a day in his shoes, which no one ever will, you have no right to say about him. So, yeah.
Okay,
Says the person who's only claim to fame is the fact that she married Patrick Mahomes.
It sounds like she doesn't have a PR assistant. That sounds like
I know, right?
It's like one of those like, oh my God, you should probably read that by me before you tweeted that.
Yeah. You should sit this one out.
Yeah, like
sit it out.
what is going?
Sit it out.
You know, the funny thing is though, I wonder if like, and I could be wrong, but I wonder if Patrick Mahomes is just as wild. We just haven't heard anything yet. You know what I mean? Because like, there's no way his brother's like that.
People.
Well, I'm just saying, there's no way his brother's like that, and then he's just like the complete opposite. He just happens to be good at football.
Well, I'm not saying he's gonna be a complete opposite because me and my brother, we're definitely not complete opposite. We have a lot of similarities, but we also have a lot of differences. So this guy's one's gonna sit there and do something. I mean, the other one will.
That's true. That's true. And I guess I mean you won a Super Bowl. I mean, if you're Patrick Mahomes, you're pretty much untouchable. Like he has ownership in the Chiefs. Like he can fire himself if he wants to.
Patrick Mahomes made some smart moves. Jackson Mahomes is making dumbass moves.
Yeah. It sucks.
And let me caveat, and to our audience, before we go any further in this, let me caveat to say this is all allegedly because this was a.
I mean, we literally just watched it on video.
We watched it, but hey,
However, you
allegedly.
can't. I'll say this in the video that we just watched. You can't. You see, like that actually happened, like it was described, but you can't see like his top half. Like you can't see like shoulders and up. So you can't really tell if it's him, which I mean.
Oh no, that's him. I mean, you can tell by the hair, his hairstyle, and you see part of his face.
About the dance he was doing before he did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let me turn my TikTok on. Hey, what's up, TikTok? We live, baby. Watch this. Choking people. Yeah. Yeah, I would say this, man. Like it's very difficult. From I've seen documentaries, and just I'm sure you've just around the way have seen things throughout the years. It's very difficult to be like second fiddle, to be like the younger sibling who's not as successful as the older one. It's just like it's almost like they crave attention. I mean, obviously, we don't expect Jackson Mahomes to play football. I mean, that shit ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
However, it's like
Mm.
he's doing almost seems like whatever he can to get similar notoriety in his in the social media realm.
But see, at some point in time, people who are influencers and all that stuff, they've got to realize that notoriety is not the same as fame.
Yeah,
Fame is people who like you, want to be around you. They want to celebrate who you are. Notoriety, yeah, we know you, but we don't want to be around you.
yeah. I would want to be
Yeah.
like if I was a celebrity or famous, I wouldn't be famous for being good at something. I wouldn't want to be
Yes.
famous because people thought I could be good at something. You know what I
Right.
mean? Or
I
maybe
want
I'm
to
just like
prove myself
or like
in something.
yeah. That's what
Like
a lot of influencers get stuck in that like box of like, okay, I have a very big following. However, I have to appease my fan base and do, things that I really don't want to do or have no interest in. Like, you don't want to
yeah,
get stuck in that. And if you
yeah.
do
But you've
something
already
else,
you've already got started in it because that's how you got your fan base to begin with. And now
exactly,
you're stuck. Now you're
exactly,
stuck versus unless you do things that you feel that in the long run is keeps you honest, keeps you relevant,
right,
it fits your morals, i.e. our show. This is something that we feel very passionate about.
right,
We don't feel like it will go against our morals because we talk about everybody, anybody. We don't
right.
care who you
And
are.
we're not just doing it because other people are doing it. That's a silly
Yeah.
reason. You know what I mean?
We exactly. You decided to do it because this is what we want. Regardless of what everybody else is doing, this is what we want to do, and this is our version of our show.
Yeah.
Versus like Jackson Mahomes is like, oh, I'm just gonna ride my brother's coattails so I see where it goes.
It's funny. I'll I got one more thing and I'll leave it at this. The other day, I think actually yesterday or maybe the day before, I can't remember. But on Facebook, on our Facebook page, uh, I follow like podcast promotion, just other pages to I mean, just to
Yep.
stay in the loop. And one guy had posted, he said, "Hey, I want to know how many people." I have a question for how many people how many downloads people have. I want to know if my podcast is good or not. And some people were answering with their numbers. Oh, I done this many. Oh, or I done this many. And I replied, I said, look, man, like honestly, like I told him, like we don't even look at downloads. It's like you don't want to fall into that trap of chasing numbers and getting away from what really matters
Your
and
passion.
your the content you talk about, the subjects you cover. If you start to do whatever's trending, and I mean I know I fall into it sometimes too, but I stay consistent with the foundation that we've built. And it's like if you keep doing what you're doing and you enjoy it, doesn't matter what the numbers are, you're gonna people are gonna find you. You're not the only one that's gonna like a certain specific thing, and that's a niche. But if you're chasing numbers, man, you're gonna be disappointed. You're in it for the wrong reasons,
Yeah.
So, and he replied. I mean, he obviously enjoyed the comment, but
Don't
yeah,
chase the bag, chase your dream.
yeah, don't
That's
chase the
and that's
bag unless your dream is the bag. Then you better start running fast.
then you better go. Then you better go to school for enjoying Wall Street because
Right, exactly.
that's
I never understand. I always say this when people are like, what's your goal?" It's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna make a lot of money, man. That's my goal." Like, bro, you need
financial
to
education.
be
Then
yeah, you need to be some type of philanthropist, or you need to be some Wall Street hedge fund guru, because if you ain't one of those things or CEO of a Fortune 500 company, I'm sorry, man. Good
yeah.
luck. Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, you work your
Anyways,
way up in these
yeah,
firms, your JP Morgan Chase, all these stuff, but you're gonna start from the bottom. Most likely the mailroom. Even with a
exactly.
4-year degree, you probably gonna start off in the mailroom and then work your way up slowly. Same with all the other ones had
Exactly.
to do. There's
Unless
no magic
unless
wand
your
that just
last name
instantly
is
makes you rich.
Lehman or
Or
Chase. Like,
Morgan.
bro, I mean, you ain't really got a good chance.
Exactly,
All
exactly.
right, what we got
All right.
next?
All right. So we're gonna let's talk a little bit about Cinco de
Yeah,
Drinko.
we might have to
Cinco de
run through this one tomorrow.
Mayo's redheaded cousin. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. To all the redheads out there, don't come after me. I mean, anyway. But no, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. Yes, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. I'm actually going to a Cinco de Mayo party, as a matter of fact. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah, we'll Cinco de Mayo get together. So, and it's just what people, Americans, I say people, is what
I was
Americans
like,
do
of course,
for Cinco de
always
Mayo.
stealing somebody else's holiday. Always stealing somebody else's
So,
swagger jack in the world.
Hey, diversity at its greatest, right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Diversity at its greatest.
So
we're going to share alcohol.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I had to look this up too because I didn't even know. I mean, I'm one of the hypocrites too that just Cinco de Mayo, have a good time. But Cinco de Mayo, as I was reading, is a holiday that actually celebrates the date of the Mexican Army, the day of the day of the Mexican Army in May 5th, 1862, victory over France at the Battle of Pueblo during the Franco-Mexican War. Yeah, it's also known as the Battle of Pueblo Day, which I assume that's what it's probably called in Mexico. So, do you think Mexicans are like, why are?
Yeah, I know, they are.
Like Mexican and Irish people are like, what? I don't understand why.
In February and in May, these Americans either dress up as green or put masks on their faces and start drinking a whole bunch of stuff, going,
Yeah.
hey.
That's like if like Russia was just celebrating like the 4th of July. Like what? Like this don't got nothing to
funny.
do with y'all. Or like somebody like Australians celebrating Juneteenth. I'm like, what? I didn't even know there's black people in Australia. Oh well, they do have what do you call them?
The
Aboriginals. Yeah, Aborigines. Yeah. But yeah, man, thinking about. I mean, it's fun. Honestly, I think America is we just love celebrating. We love drinking. We would use any reason to drink. Any reason. What happy hour? Like happy hour had to be established in the United States. Like I don't think no other country had happy hour, and then America was like, you know what?
Let's give
we seem to drink at the same time between 5 and
them drink more.
Yeah. You know what I want after this hard day of work? I want to get blacked out so I feel worse than
that. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do it in the middle of the day too.
In the middle of the day,
right when I get off work.
Because this special is $1 less than it would be after 7 o'clock. So, oh my goodness,
5 o'clock from 5 to 7, I'm gonna drink everything.
Let me ask you this,
and I know because I've seen it. I've seen people try to do that too in that little 2-hour window. They just just drinking after drink after drink, and like, really, guy?
Yeah, I'll be at the bar and I'll tell people that are like really like you could like wobbly, slurring. I'm like, listen, man, it's okay to go home. Like that, right? Like you won't get in trouble if you leave, like at all. Like I won't judge you if you decide to call an Uber, or we'll call you an Uber. Like we've done that sometimes.
You're not a lightweight at this point. You drunk half that bottle. Yeah, you're not a lightweight.
You've been drinking since you were here last night when I was here, and you're here before I got here today. So like, I mean, unless you left your credit card, which a lot of people do, like just I get it, man. Like it's you want to keep going. I got friends that just won't go down. They'll be out to 6 a.m. Shooting dice with homeless people. I don't know.
I don't do that no more. I didn't do that since my 20s, in my young 20s.
Yeah, it's like, man, like sun is down, my energy is down. Oh, how convenient.
Yeah. I remember one time I was in the Army. I was still not new in the Army, but I've been a few years, 2 or 3 years by that point. Mm-hmm. And I still wasn't staying up all night. Like the later I would stay up on a drinking day, it's like maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4 if I'm really going. But 4 is pushing it. 4 is like really pushing it. Like if I'm going to 4, that means something has happened to really.
4 o'clock is like everybody's sleeping, like in the city. Like
exactly. Exactly.
You can't order nothing. All you can do is go to a gas station. That's it.
But now, but one day I had a party at my house and people just didn't go home.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it always sounds like a great idea until like people don't leave. You're like, all right, I'm getting tired.
They just didn't go home. And then at like 2 o'clock in the morning, someone had a bright idea. Hey, let's go to the pool hall down off base. Like, are we what? And then
to play pool.
Let's go. And so we're gonna go to the pool hall. I'm like,
it's a great time to play pool.
Spend money on drinks when we have the drinks here already that we don't have to spend money on to go play pool in a pool hall that's going to be closing in an hour.
Yeah, because
Yeah, this
the
is
possibility of one girl that might be there that probably works there and somebody's mom. Like, come on, you guys. And then you got to walk
just
back.
like this is ridiculous. So we go to the pool hall, whatever. We stay there barely 30 minutes because as soon as we walk through the door, they say, "Oh, last call. We can't even get a drink."
I would like
Can't
to
even
buy
get a
the
drink.
bottle, please.
Yeah. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I know, right? That's the best way to do it. Last call. Oh, give me the bottle right there.
Yeah, we do
That's
last
better.
call at 2:30. And like usually we kick people out like at 2. We give them like a little bit. We give like at 2:40, 2:45. And some people just
Yeah.
don't want to leave. I'm like, bro, we're not even open anymore. Why are you still here? Like,
Yeah. Drink a
you can
drink. Go.
go. Go. Don't ask. And they always, and
No.
sometimes they be like, oh, what's a good spot to go after this? I'd be like, home. Probably home. That's
Yes.
probably a
Home.
great
The
spot to
bed.
go to.
The bed. It's a great place. They have lights, food, dancing. It's called the bed.
Yeah, like what do you think is gonna happen after you leave this bar? Like you're just gonna just get like a surge of energy to be like, oh my goodness, you know what? I just had this great idea. Like come
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
man. So Cinco de
But
Mayo.
so when I was the film
Mhm.
story, so when I pull off, we came back and we started drinking more and whatever, and we were up all night at this point in time. So up so late that I literally saw the sun come up, and we were still out on my porch, little porch I had, drinking. I'm like, I'm ready for everyone to go home. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm just
Like,
sitting there,
yeah.
clothes on from the day before. I'm like, people need to go home.
Yeah, I
I need
think
to go
any
take
like
a
4
shower.
hours is max. Like anything over 4
Yeah.
hours is like, all right, you guys, I have to do like stuff and sleep and work. So you guys gotta leave, And there's always those one parties where people are like, oh man, just lock the door when you leave. Like, what? No, are you kidding me? Get the hell out.
No. You
um,
leave my house unless
real
I know
quick.
you know you. Yeah. But
Yeah,
go
unless
ahead.
you live here. Real quick. Cinco de Mayo, tequila obviously is the big one. Corona.
Let's talk about
Give me
tequila.
some tequila. What do you consider a good tequila?
Okay, so good tequila for me, and
Brand
caveat to
wise,
know
brand
so
wise.
for our listeners to know that I am a tequila drinker. I love my
Oh,
tequila,
he loves
and
tequila.
the reason being,
Tequila.
I like bourbon too. Don't get me wrong, I like bourbon too, but I like tequila because tequila doesn't have natural sugar in it. It only uses agave. So for all you African Americans out there who have diabetes or pre-diabetic
Drink
or
tequila.
any of that stuff or overweight, guess what? There's no sugar in tequila. Drink you some tequila.
Or you shouldn't be drinking at all. You should be monitoring your health. That's probably how you
Hey,
got diabetes.
there's plenty of healthy people who have diabetes.
Yeah,
Plenty
but
of healthy people
people
with
mix
diabetes.
tequila with some sort of mixer with a ton of sugar
You
anyway.
don't have to. You don't have to. There's nothing wrong with
Mm.
a good tequila. And that's the thing. If you have a good, and that's where I'm going with this. You have a good tequila, you don't need a mixer. You don't even need to chill it if you have a good tequila.
What's a good
So,
tequila?
so you got Don Fulano,
Don
spelled
Fulano.
DonFulano, Don Fulano. You
Okay.
have, of course, George Clooney's company, Casamigos, which, by the way, I'm not one of those people who just jumped on the bandwagon. I did not want to drink this tequila at all because I'm like, oh, that's George Clooney's company. That's just gonna be some fake tequila. It's gonna have a
Probably
burn.
some
I bet
Ocean 11
I bet Jose
scam.
Cuervo is gonna be better. But no, I'm wrong. There's no burn. It's smooth. It's just like drinking water. And I
I
compare
think it's
that
overrated. It's overrated.
to Cabo Wabo is another good one that's just as smooth and
That's
just as
my
easy to drink.
favorite.
So if you like Cabo Wabo, then you like Casamigos because it's the same thing. It's the
Nah,
same exact thing. There's
I don't
the
like the
same
name.
taste. Oh, yeah, the
Cabo
same
Wabo just sound
taste.
like, whoa, damn.
The same everything. Yeah, and that's why I like Cabo Wabo better. And I'm a top chef drinker, but Cabo Wabo, it's top chef quality in a mid chef bottle.
If you can get it, you can only really get it at ABC. A lot of bars don't have it, surprisingly.
What Cabo Wabo?
Yeah, I'd be like,
I've
you
not
guys
been
got
to a
Cabo Wabo? They're like,
bar.
what's that? I'm like, it's a
Yeah,
character at Looney Tunes.
bar wise, I haven't seen any bars that had
Wow,
Cabo
some
Wabo because
haters.
they all buy Casamigos because they can charge more for it
Yeah,
versus
I
you
think they saw
Cabo
Jackson
Wabo.
Mahomes drinking some Cabo Wabo. I was like, we ain't putting that on the shelf.
Yeah. But then of course also like Don Julio 1942 and Don Julio 70th anniversary edition. Those two, very good. Very good.
I don't like Don or Julio. I know a Don and a Julio, and they assholes. And
Yeah, they
1942,
probably
I
are.
don't want to
Probably
drink
are.
nothing that's pre-civil rights era. You know what I mean? Just tastes
There is no civil
ugh.
rights going on in Mexico. So we're talking about Mexico. We're talking about Mexico
I
here.
don't know.
All right.
I say narcos.
There
I
ain't no
don't
civil
know.
rights in Mexico. Matter
All
of
right,
fact,
so
black people are probably running to Mexico to get away from these crazy ass motherfuckers.
I
in the
know.
South.
I go to
I mean,
Cancun, and I think I'm kind of nervous that they might think I'm one of them. And next thing you know, you're gonna see me on Narcos season 4, Cancun. I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. I could definitely see you, seeing you being on the flight down, and then not making the flight, coming back, going, oh, you can't go. You don't have your green card. I don't need a green card. I'm American. Yeah, you're not American. You're
That's
not
okay.
American.
I brought my black card just in case. Just in case. All right. So
Uh,
I'm just a Cabo
so
Wabo guy.
that's mine. But out of those, I'm gonna say Cabo Wabo. Cabo Wabo Dunflano, really.
Okay,
Price
that's fair.
wise and taste, Cabo Wabo and Dunflano. Those are my two.
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker because like when I realized this when I lately the past couple of years I go to bars. They're like, so what are you having? And I just be like, I don't know. I
Mm-mm.
don't really have a desire for anything, you know? And then I just panic and I just point at a color. Oh, I'll have some of that. It'll be the most expensive thing, of course. And I'm like, oh god, this is great. Spend a lot of money on some things I don't even like.
Oh,
I'm a
hey,
Cabo Wabo.
you can't even pay attention to prices right now. The price it's like they decide today the price is gonna be this price, but tomorrow we're gonna jack it up $30.
I know when I go
Makes
to
no
work
sense.
tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, but hey, how much is Casamigo? I'm like, how much you want to pay for it?
Yeah, that's probably, and people are like, okay, $5.
I'm like, well, get your $5 ass at the bar across the street. Sorry. All right. Man, it was well. Happy Cinco de Mayo tomorrow, man. You guys be safe for the ones that are going out. By the time you hear this, I'm sure you either probably you're in jail, dead, or hopefully home safe. You ready for what the Florida?
I am ready for what the Florida.
All right, I'm gonna hit the thing. I'm gonna
Oh,
hit the
so
thing.
this so people know. Today we're not joined by our producer. Like I said, our producer has other things he has to take care of. So just my co-host will be playing what the Florida
Just me.
today.
Ain't losing
So
myself.
can't lose to himself. But next week we'll have a nice 4 what the Florida for you next week. That way, you see
All
who
right,
win.
that's fair. All right, I'm gonna hit the.
All right,
I'm.
all right, let's
Oh,
go.
oops, my bad. I hit the wrong button. I'm tripping. Okay. All right.
What the Florida time? So
Florida
I'm
time.
going to read 3 different Florida stories, and out of those stories, my co-host has to tell me if they happen in North Florida, Middle Florida, South Florida, and they
right.
can all be in the same location, or they can all be in different locations. So with that being said,
I don't know. They're probably all in the same
let's get
location
into
because I feel like
what
crazy
Florida.
usually hangs around each other.
Crazy does
know?
hang around crazy. You're not wrong there. Crazy does hang around crazy.
All right.
So let's get into the first Florida story. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up right here. This person.
I wonder if there's another state that's like kind of like in second place right now behind Florida for craziness. Gotta be somebody on our heels by now. You know, what the
probably my home state of South Carolina. I'm probably
yeah,
Alabama.
that's. I mean, I always skip
Probably
that state.
Alabama.
If I'm road tripping, I'm like, where's South Carolina? How do we get around it? Like, no, you just go through. You take the I-90 all the way north. Like, nah, I'm straight. I'm straight. I ain't going nowhere that has a south in it. Okay.
Alrighty.
So we have here
first Florida story. Florida woman outruns the police in a Nissan Versa. Of all the vehicles you think a Florida person,
damn, Jackie Jones.
Come on, it's a Versa. That's not much better. It's a Versa. Have you ever seen a Versa? It's not a Sentra. It's like if they took a go-kart, put 4 doors on it and a roof, and pushed it out the door. Now you have a Nissan Versa.
Versa sounds like one of those cars like they tried for like a little bit. It was like, oops, that didn't work, and then it's like it's just
pretty much.
It's just it's decommissioned after like 6 months because of all the recalls.
Pretty much.
All right.
Yeah. So fast and foolish. Florida woman arrested after a high-speed chase that she actually got away with at first. Here's the story. A woman was arrested and charged with fleeing a traffic stop and disregarding people's safety after losing law enforcement officers following a high-speed following a high-speed chase. On March 7th, an officer from this police department attempted to conduct a routine traffic stop of a speeding vehicle. According to the arrest report, the officer observed a red 2015 Nissan Versa driven by a young white female with dark hair, later identified as Samantha Ann Newber, 25, traveling at an estimated 65 miles an hour.
That's it?
That's what I'm saying, right?
That's speeding? Like, damn, I got a ticket for going 15 over. I'm going like 95.
The report shows that the officer pulled behind the vehicle at a solid red light, activated his cruiser lights to pull Newber over. Still, once the light turned green, the officer allowed the car to go through the intersection to find a better place. The officer detailed in the report that as he initiated a stop just north of the intersection, the vehicle stopped in the right turn lane. The report shows that once stopped, the officer had not even exited his vehicle before Newber began slowly driving northbound. Giving her the benefit of the doubt, the officer wrote, giving her the benefit of the doubt? They're giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Like what? He like, is that his daughter or something?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, since when did the police give the benefit of the doubt?
I mean, my shift's about to end in 5 minutes. I didn't really feel like it.
That at the time, Newber was looking for a safer place to stop, but that she continued driving anyway. The officer noted that he also ordered her to stop using the vehicle's PA system multiple times. Ignoring demands, Newber, she sped off, fled northbound at a high rate of speed, at one point reaching an estimated 70 miles an hour.
Wow. Is that like, was she driving like a Flintstone car or something with like her feet at the bottom or something? I was like, I can't really stop.
At a brief chase, the report shows that officer lost visual contact with Newber, who was utilizing dangerous driving tactics that included passing multiple other vehicles and with a disregard for the safety of others in her vicinity.
This sounds like the laziest
driving on sidewalks
ever. This sounds like the laziest cop ever. He's like,
I'm gonna let her roll through the light just so I can pull over somewhere safe. Oh, she's going 60. Oh, I can't keep up. Oh, she's driving crazy. It sounded like he had somewhere to be. Like he had to clock out and be somewhere. It's like, oh God, I can be late for dinner. And like, oh my God, just let her go.
I'm telling you.
They got to be
report that he advised dispatch that suspect's vehicle fled after he lost visual. He ended the pursuit and entered the vehicle's tag number in the database.
He should have did that at the beginning. It's like, whatever, I'll get you later. I'll get you later. I guarantee it. Like, is there any cops? Like, I wonder if there's a cop that just has to be somewhere and like, oh man, like they send somebody speeds by in a Ferrari going 100 miles an hour. It's like, man, I will pull you over, but I got a dentist appointment I'm late for in like 30 minutes. I'll catch you next time, buddy. You got this. You lucky this time.
You would think. All right. Next Florida story.
All right, let's see. Wow, so she just got away. How's her mugshot though? Did they got her later or something?
Yep, they got her later. On April 22nd, a warrant was issued for the arrest of Newber. She was later taken into custody and transported to the county main jail.
I don't know. I would have just kind of like let her not reach my place. Like, oh, I don't know. I didn't know. I thought I'm colorblind. I thought it was a fire truck behind me. It's a Vespa. I can't see nothing out the back. Who is that?
All right. That brings us to this gentleman.
He looked like whatever he did, he meant to do it, and he proud too. He's like, yeah, whatever. Or he dying. Right. I don't know. Why is he so pale? He in Florida? Are you sure this dude's in Florida?
Yeah, I know, right? You would think, considering how he looks, he's like, where in Florida are you at?
He like if Uncle Fester, like cousin or something like that from the Addams family. You know what I mean?
Now what he did. Florida man county deputy found asleep at the wheel, arrested for DUI. Yes, that's right. We got another one.
Honestly, I don't know why they make those car seats so comfortable and cozy. I see why people fall asleep like shit.
This is the second one in so many months. Like, this is the second one in what, 6 months, 5 months?
He looked mad that he got woken up. Like, yo, like, come on. Y'all couldn't wake me up a couple hours.
Here's the story. A Florida Sheriff's Office deputy was arrested for DUI overnight Saturday, so it was the weekend, after he was found asleep in a private vehicle. According to the spokesperson, Adam Linhart, Deputy Jonathan Michael Lane 27, was taken into custody after he was found asleep while off duty behind the wheel of a private vehicle parked at a gas station.
Why did I say private
around 2 a.m.
vehicle? So not a police car, pretty much.
Not a police car, yeah.
So
we will
was
investigate
off work.
this
You got in
fully
trouble off
and
work. That
take
happens.
appropriate action, said the sheriff in a news release Saturday. I was disappointed to hear of this incident, but I am committed to keeping this community informed of significant events that occur in this agency, good or bad. Lane was placed on administrative leave without pay, pending an internal affairs investigation. Boy,
What's the
you're about to
investigation?
get fired.
I would
That's what I'm
have
saying. Like,
arrested myself. I was like, yo, whatever. Just I'm gonna save you guys time. I already handcuffed myself. Fill out the paperwork. It's all good. It's all good.
pretty much.
And my gun and my badge. I'm out of here. I'm going to the bar. All right. Last.
That's that one. This is the last one. This is the last one coming up. All right.
And his forehead
Did it
is on
flip?
the side of his head.
Yep,
How's that
did it flip?
possible? You know?
All right.
How's
Last one.
How's his forehead on the side of his head?
Yeah, all right. I saw that too.
Must
Like,
have
you don't
sleeping
have
on
a
that side.
5 head. You have a 5 1/4.
Yeah, he must just lean to the
and that
right all
core
the
is
time.
on those.
He got one of those baby drifting heads. Like, oh my god.
All right.
Does he just
And
pull
we
up
have
to
another Florida woman.
Oh, she's crying. So she meant to do it.
Florida woman, in-home nursing assistant for 88-year-old Alzheimer's patient.
Oh man, I already know what happened.
Arrested after opening credit card in patient's name to get $7,000 of cosmetic procedures for herself.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know what you got done, but it didn't help, honey. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Whatever though. That's one of those crimes where just like, what are you gonna do about it? It's too late. It's already been done. You can't undo this. I've already won.
Here's the story. A certified nursing assistant who was working as an in-home caregiver, is accused of defrauding her older Alzheimer's patient of more than $7,000. The woman allegedly opened a credit card in the victim's name in order to pay for plastic surgery herself. All right,
I don't
ma'am,
know.
you want to step out? We're going to have to go in another vehicle with another deputy. A deputy said in body cam footage. I don't know what that's
I'm
about.
like, yo,
That's
she has
outrageous.
Alzheimer's. She doesn't even remember that she approved this transaction. Like, come on. Like, this is what the I'm suing this whole department.
Tiffany Acuna, 31, or Asuna. I'm gonna say Asuna. Tiffany Asuna, 31, was arrested at the victim's home Thursday after investigators say she contacted the victim's husband. According to the sheriff's report, she wanted him to sign a written agreement that she would pay him $1,000 every month until the money was returned to prevent criminal charges.
I'm like, who is this? You work with who?
It was the victim's
Ma'am, this is a
husband who
Wendy's.
It was the victim's husband who first contacted the sheriff's office April 4th about the possible fraud. He got in a credit card bill in his wife's name with a balance of just over $7,000. He told deputies neither he nor his wife ever signed up for a credit card.
Damn, that means that all that shit
They
didn't
soon
work.
learned the credit card was opened in the victim's home, in-home caregiver, opened by the victim's in-home caregiver of nearly a year, Asuna, to pay for plastic surgery she had done in Miami in November.
Damn. Hopefully she remembers this.
Yeah, she's going
Funny,
to.
she got Alzheimer's, but she knows when someone's messed with her money. Be like, wait a minute, I didn't approve.
According to a report, Asuna charged several procedures on the card, including a Brazilian butt lift and an arm liposuction. So she wanted that butt to look good.
Yeah, and her husband didn't even notice. He was like, "What? I think my wife is stealing from you. I don't like her either." He just snitched on his own wife. Like, woo.
Asuna was caught because she used her own driver's license because they made copies of the documents, so she used her own driver's license. But of course, with the stolen credit card information. So that's actually what's called.
What a rookie. You never use your own ID. Don't use your real ID. Are you kidding me?
Deputies were waiting for Asuna when they say she arrived at the victim's home with $1,500 cash and a repayment contract agreement. She has since posted $10,000 bond and is out of jail. Asuna said by phone it was a misunderstanding and that she's hired an attorney to resolve it.
It's a misunderstanding. I thought you said yes.
No, right? You're like,
my bad. How you like my butt, though? All right, first story. Girl speeding off in the Flintstone type vehicle
Like I said, that must have been the cop's daughter because his story is just like, well, you know, I didn't want to, you know,
I
I don't
know,
want to
right?
cause any
Let that
harm to
happen to
anybody
anybody
else.
else.
Like
What?
this girl is driving with her feet on through the bottom floorboard. I'm gonna say that is where the nice cops at. Oh yeah, London. No, I'm just kidding. That is North
That
Florida.
make more sense. North Florida. That would sound like a North Florida story, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It really would, but it's not a North Florida story. This happened in Coral Springs, which is, of
Okay.
course, in South Florida.
Oh, my bad. My map is upside down. Okay, whatever. Number 2, the cop who fell asleep in his own got a DUI off duty, which it probably happens all the time. I'm gonna say North Florida again.
They North Florida again for the guy. Oop, wrong one. So this happened in Monroe County, which is the Keys. Florida Keys. So South Florida.
Oh yeah, see, he in Florida, he in the Keys. He's probably like, man, ain't no type of crime down here.
Look how pale he is living in the Keys.
It's like he's, I don't know. They accept anybody. Like, yeah, what you shot a gun before? Like, no, great, you'll fit right in. All right, damn.
This is the Keys. Ain't no crime.
I mean, might as well go for 3 just to have a streak going. Lady with the butt lift stealing from the lady with. Okay, I'm gonna say South Florida.
South Florida. The Brazilian.
You did say Miami about
I did say Miami, so that might have thrown you off a little bit because this actually happened in Volusia County, which is basically, as we all know, that's where one of our fellow podcasters, Total lives. Daytona.
Oh,
Daytona.
It is? I don't other side of that
so
side. I don't
we decided that Central Florida.
I don't even call that east. I just say that's the other side. that's upside down. You don't want to go in there. Demogorgons and all types of butt lifts. Damn, 0 for 3. That's all right. Whatever.
0 for 3. 0 for 3. Yeah.
That just means I'm just go 4-0 next week. So that's all that really matters. Anyway, maybe because I got Cinco de Mayo on my mind, even though I got to work. I hate having to work these holidays sometimes because it's just like, hey, I'm just watching everybody have fun and babysitting and
And that's exactly what this is because Cinco de Mayo, just like 4th of July and some other ones, is nothing but college drinking holidays. That's it. They care less about the day. It's a day for college kids to come out and drink even more than they normally do. And that's
I'm gonna call my Mexican buddy and say preach some good word to him, man. His grandparents and great grandparents fought in the Battle of Pueblo against the French, who seem to never win battles at all. So congrats, Mario in Mexico. Viva la France! Or Viva la Mexico! Sorry,
I was about to say it's a whole.
Sorry, why is it even Viva la France? I feel like they never really say that in real life. Anyways,
strange enough, they do.
That's all we got for today.
The whole thing. It's the whole thing. But on that, do you have anything else for our guest?
No,
for our audience.
I do not. Just enjoy the weekend. Have a good time. Be safe, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Well, before I give my last sign off, make sure you look us up on YouTube, Spotify,
Apple Podcasts, Facebook,
Podcasts, iHeartRadio, you name it. If it's got a podcast on it, you're going to find us on there. Look us up for our Instagram page and find us on Facebook.
Even OnlyFans. No, I just can't. Don't look us up on that.
Not yet. See, on that news, this has been the Weekly Review with Sean Rock. I am Sean the Key Notorious.
And it's your boy, Rock the Mic. Peace.